Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cindy with Cozy Mountain Pottery. We're here in my home studio. And I just noticed this tiny little green worm outside my window. Anyhow, okay, I have a kiln opening. Well, I have a kiln reveal. Okay, I opened it early this morning. I was in no shape to do a video at the time. And I didn't want to wait. I mean, the kiln was like down to 115 degrees Fahrenheit because I actually fired this kiln 2 days ago, but it wasn't cool enough to open last night. Anyhow, okay, long story. So these are all the pieces that I made on my new clay that I'm in love with, Kentucky Mudworks Brown Bear. Oh my gosh, I love this clay so much. It was amazing to throw. It was amazing to trim. And I'm pretty happy with the glazes. Now, I know this will give many of you, probably Jeanette at Farforce Ceramics the most, a twitch in the eye because of the fact that I don't do test tiles. I'm so bad at that. These are kind of my tests. I did do a lot of research. I'm on a forum on Facebook for glazes for dark bodies. Anyhow, and I'm still going to keep testing, and maybe I will do some test tiles. I don't know. We'll see. It would be nice. But anyway, okay, let's just get started because I'm super excited. I took copious notes. Oh my gosh, you guys, I did such a good job on the notes. You should be so proud of me. I'm so proud of me. All right, first one. I hope that's focusing for you. I've done nothing to any of these. I haven't sanded anything. I haven't removed any drips. I haven't cleaned bottoms. I've done nothing. Okay, this mug is glazed with a glaze that I got. It's one of the very first glazes in the very first batch of 6 that I bought. I bought this glaze. I don't know why. I just did. And I've never really used it again because I didn't like it. But after, getting some time under my belt and realizing, oh, glazes do better. Some glazes do better over another glaze or maybe a different temperature. Anywho, so this is Honey Flux, which is Amico. Amico Honey Flux ×2 inside and out, except for on the bottom where that's just the exposed clay. And then Mako Black Timber ×2 all over the Honey Flux. And it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I was blown away when I saw that. But yeah, Black Timber has crystals in it, so you can see the crystals. I did it inside and out. Anyway, I was pretty happy with that. So that's fun. So that's a new combination, right? All right, next, number 2 is, and I even put numbers on the bottom of my pots, well, most of them, so that I know what they are. Again, Honey Flux ×2, everywhere that you see the glaze. And then Smoky Merlot ×2. Very pretty. Do you love the clay? I love the clay. I think it's so pretty. I love it. It's so chocolatey. I keep calling it chocolate clay. It's not called chocolate clay. It's Kentucky Mudworks Brown Bear. I call it chocolate because to me it is just chocolatey goodness. All right. This one blows my mind. It does have a little drip, but pretty sure I can save that. Although it has, is it called plucking when it pulls a little bit of the clay off? Is that called plucking? Because it did that. See that? But look at this glaze. Let's just talk about the glazes, okay? Look at that glaze. I hope that's focusing. This is 3 times seaweed inside and out. And then 2 times Smoky Merlot. What? What? Where is the Smoky Merlot? I think the seaweed ate the Smoky Merlot. I love it. And I love it because it looks metallic. Do you see that? I hope that the camera is showing that. It just looks so metallic. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think it's fantastic. Okay. Number 4. This is number 4. Okay, also on some of these, again, we're focusing on the glazes, okay? We're focusing on the glazes, but I know you're going to notice some handles. And that's my bad because I tried doing handles differently, and I need to not do that again because I got some very funky looking handles. They're funky looking. I tried pulling them off the mug, not removing them from the mug, but you know, pulling them off the mug. I tried pulling them and then attaching them to the mug. Anyway, focus on the glaze. Okay, we're looking at the glaze. So this one is Bougainvillea, also known as Boogie Pink, ×3, inside and out. And then I just did kind of blobs and swipes of blue rutile ×2 over the Boogie Pink. Now, I do have a question for the experts out there. I'm in love with the drips, okay? I'm a drippy person. I love drips. But that frothiness, what is that frothiness from? Does that mean it wasn't fired hot enough? I did a cone 5. I just set my L&L kiln for cone 5 slow with a 15-minute hold at the top. That's it. That's it. And I definitely got cone 5. I got a hot 5 because I put a 6 in there and the 6 was just a little bit. But what is that frothiness? And then also on the bottom, on the inside, I feel like it looks almost kind of like an orange peel kind of look. So does anybody have any tips, advice, whatever on that? What does that mean? Does that mean that, because I'm thinking there's options. Maybe this glaze doesn't play well with this clay. Maybe it needed to be fired hotter. I can't imagine it was too hot. Anyway, but the color and the drips, magic, just magic. Okay, number 5. Now this one is very similar because this is also Bougainvillea ×3 inside and out, but then it is covered with Smoky Merlot ×2 inside and out. And so I got one drip that ran off. Fortunately, it just lifted right off of my traditional kiln shelf that has kiln wash on it. But again, with the frothiness and again with that kind of orange peel look in the bottom. So the common denominator here is the Boogie Pink. Is Boogie Pink an issue? I know what you're thinking. Do test tiles, Cindy, then maybe you'd know. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. But anyway. So yeah, but I think I can save that. So I still have to water test all of these. I also still need to do a vitrification test on this clay. I've not done that yet, but I'm gonna. Okay, so that was number 5. Okay, number 6. Pretty excited about this one. Also, my rims, a lot of my rims are no longer round. I blame the handle. Well, I mean, I blame me, but because of the handle, because of working that handle, and I think because of pulling that handle off the pot. Anyways, I don't know. But anyway, again, we're focusing on the glaze. Look at that pretty drip on the handle. And look at those just nice little swoops at the bottom. This, my friends, is stoned denim. Mako stoned denim dipped. This is dipped in my bucket of stone denim. I was absolutely delighted to see that stone denim still looks beautiful on dark clay. Yay. Definitely different, and it's got more dark colors in it, but still pretty, right? I'm a big fan of the stone denim. Now, the thing that I noticed though, and you'll notice too, like especially on the drip, there's no frothiness there at all. Zero frothiness. Those drips are smooth and pretty. So that's why I go back to the ones with the boogie pink and think, did the boogie pink just not like the dark clay? I don't know. Or does the boogie pink need to be hotter? And if I make it hotter for the boogie pink, what's it going to do to my stone denim? Ah, so many issues to deal with. But anyway, love the stone denim. Love that. So super happy with that one. Okay. Number 7. I'm super happy about this one. I love it. This is a whole new shape for me, this mug. And it's a funky handle. It's a very funky little handle. But again, we're focusing on the glaze. You ready? This is Clayscapes Cream Dipped. I love it. I love that so much. I love the contrast from the white and the dark, the white glaze, the dark clay. Now, the only thing I do wonder, so when I ordered the Clayscapes Cream dipping glaze, the powder, it didn't come with any directions at all. I had to go to the website, and then on the website they have the directions for how to dip it or how to mix it. And it says using a hydrometer, and I'm like, I've just learned how to do specific gravity. Just tell me specific gravity, but it doesn't. It doesn't say anything about specific gravity. It's only using a hydrometer. I don't have a hydrometer, and I don't want to get a hydrometer. But I do wonder if maybe it needs to be a teensy bit thinner. So it's not that it has pinholes, because it doesn't, but I feel like it thought about it. It thought about getting pinholes. I mean, I feel like it's just got a lot of texture to that glaze. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, so I just need to, I think I'm going to contact Clayscapes and ask them. I followed along with Jessica Putnam Phillips at Clayshare when she was, an older video that she had where she was mixing up some Clayscapes glaze. And she was just like, throw this much water in, mix it up. She stuck her whole hand in and everything. Of course, I got it on my hand. So it was like, well, yeah, I can, it looks like how it did on hers. I don't know. Anyway, but that was a dip. It was a pretty quick dip. It was pretty much just dip and out. I didn't hold it in there, and it was thick. I mean, it was thick, and it was, anyways, but I love that. And I just think, wow, I can just see an entire dinner set in that. It's pretty. Okay. Next. Okay. This one's fun. This one's just such fun. So this one is cream on the inside, the Clayscapes cream on the inside, which that's the main reason I got that cream. I wanted to use it as a liner, and it will be a very pretty liner. Again, where it kind of looks a little pinhole-y, but it's not really. Maybe orange peel is a better way to describe it, but not as bad as like the boogie pink. Anyway, river birch on the outside. 4 coats. 4 gentle coats. Well, apparently not. Apparently not too gentle. But again, funky handle. So this handle is literally flush with the bottom of the cup. I didn't even pay attention to that when I first made it. And so what I did is I set this on a cookie. So there was another cookie under here. So there were 2 cookies under the cup and then 1 cookie under here because I knew that was going to run. I knew it was. But I'm going to try to save it. I'm going to try to save it. I think maybe I can, as long as it doesn't break the clay when I try to get those off. And I love those drips. But isn't that crazy? Now, here's the crazy thing to me. I've been trying to understand more about stable glazes that are considered anchors, where if they're on the bottom, then they like anchor the moving glazes or whatever. Well, so river birch, I mean, this is river birch all by itself. But I'm going to switch to, this is not the chocolate clay. This is, I believe this is my old B mix. This is Albany Slip Brown, 3 coats, inside and out. And then 3 coats of river birch. That didn't run. So river birch does not run when it's over a nice stable glaze. Is that my takeaway? Is that what I've learned? You guys, you could shut the door. The air conditioner's on. They were born in a barn, clearly. Did your mother used to tell you that when you were little? Yeah. Okay. Bear with. I have to shut the door because I have my air conditioner on because it's hot. And Jimmy and Greta, they can push their way in. There's a cord going through the door, so it's open just a crack, so they can push it open. And they like to push it all the way open. Anyhow, okay. So I just thought that that's interesting, but I love that. I mean, river birch, look at the blue that came out in that. It's just river birch all by itself with Clayscapes cream inside. So I will work on that, see if I can get that off of there. Okay, next one. So this is sandstone on the bottom times 3 coats of sandstone. And then above the sandstone, Norse blue times 3, and also Norse blue inside. Okay, 3 coats of that. And then I put honey flux on the rim, just one coat, not even super thick, of honey flux on the rim. And then I kind of dabbed it where the sandstone and the Norse blue meet. I don't know why I did that. I just did. But I just think it's pretty. I think that's fun. I don't hate that. I'm not unhappy. And see that has a beautiful texture. It's nice and smooth. Okay. So that was number 9. So number 10, okay. There's a story behind number 10. Number 10, gotta love that handle. Number 10, when I was making it, trying to remember exactly how it happened. When I was trimming it, it flew off my wheel. I think I had it on the Giffen grip, and it just chucked itself right out of the Giffen grip. You know, it was just upside down like that, and it chucked itself out. And so it kind of bent it all in and, you know, crushed it a little bit. Well, I don't like to start over, okay? I don't like to give up. So I did my best to rescue it. You can see by the rim that, you know, it went through a thing. It had a thing. And then it's got a crazy handle. It's a crazy handle. But anyhow, okay, so this one is Flux Blossom times 2 all over. Rose Quartz times 1. You've seen this combination before. And then Amaryllis times 2. Yeah, 2. Amaryllis times 2. Totally different than what it looks on light clay. Still very pretty though. Interesting, because it was sitting on a cookie, and so that just dripped right to the shelf, but it lifted right off. So anyways, pretty sure I can grind that off. Kind of love that drip right there. It's just a nice smooth drip. So I'll grind that off and see what happens. Okay. And then this one, okay, let me just show you. So this one I did 3 coats of sand and sea. And then I had a sudden, like, I don't know, brain fart or moment of panic where I didn't know what to put over it that wouldn't mess it up. So I was like, oh, we'll just leave it with sand and sea and see what that looks like. And, but if you saw my video a few videos back where the granddaughters were here opening the kiln with me because their things were inside, and their mom, my oldest daughter, Breezy, was with them. And I had put a mug in the kiln for her because I knew she was going to be there. And I thought it would be fun if, you know, there was something in the kiln for her, but then it broke. It dripped, it broke, it cracked. It had all sorts of problems. But she was so excited about it. And the thing is, see, I wanted to do this in that color because she loved that color. But I didn't know what that color was because I didn't have notes. Although I'm pretty sure it was sand and sea with something over it, but I didn't remember what. Anyway, so when I made this mug, I put her name on it because she loved that that one had her name on it. So I did put her name on it, but I just carved it or stamped it. I stamped her name on it. I didn't, you know, put like the little extra piece of clay, you know, the little badge or whatever you call it. But anyway, so that is just sand and sea all by itself, 3 coats. And it's pretty. I don't hate that at all. I think it's pretty. But you know, I love earthy colors. I love dark colors. I love green. I love brown. I know some people don't. That's okay. But yeah, I think that's real pretty. And I purposely put her name on this side so that if you're holding it in the right hand, it's facing out. Because I always wonder about that. Which way is best? You know, if you have something on the mug, do you want it facing out as you're drinking or do you want it facing you as you're drinking? Let me know. Let me know in the comments what you prefer. Because I find that a very interesting topic. Okay, and then last one. This one I also believe is on, yeah, this is on Old B Mix, but with a chocolate handle because I didn't have any more B Mix and I needed a handle for this one. So this mug happens to be done in my other daughter, Stormy, my younger daughter. Her and her daughter, Kaya, love this color. And it is 1 coat of Flux Blossom In and Out and 2 coats of kimchi. Notice how different it looks on the dark handle than on the B Mix. Now, this one has a little boo-boo. I just cut out some flowers and petals and I put that on there, which was fun and I love that, but I forgot to put clear over it. I underglazed them with the Pazzler underglazes that I got from Amazon. And you know, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the colors, but I forgot to put clear because I forgot they're not shiny. They are not glossy, which I don't like. I want glossy underglazes. So I forgot to put clear on it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm like, well, I might as well just put some clear on and refire it, right? That's what I'm going to do. But this one's really nice on the inside, no pinholes. So yeah, 1 coat of Flux Blossom, 2 coats of kimchi. So there it is. That's my kiln reveal. That's it. And this kiln was packed. Oh, there is one more thing that I had in here. Okay, so I made this bowl a while back. And it was fun doing the little ruffly thing because I want to do more of that. But when I trimmed it, the bottom was too thin. Again, I hate to give up on something. Like, I have to find a use for that, right? That can be used for something. Anyhow, my husband says, well, what about a lampshade? I was like, oh, yeah, you know, have a light bulb in there. Yeah, maybe. That's an awfully big hole for that. But he does have a 3D printer, so he could print me, you know, the things to hold the light fixture in. It could even be like a little pendant light. But anyhow, okay. So then when I glazed it, I decided to use my olive float again because the first time I used olive float, I really had a lot of problems with pinholes. And I've heard Kim at Unseth Pottery say the same thing. I haven't heard what she's done about it. honestly, I don't know why I only glazed that far down. I don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? Anyways, that's what I did. And I actually did it lighter. See how you can just see the clay right through it? This was only 2 coats of olive float as opposed to 3 coats because I thought, well, maybe 2 coats it won't pinhole. No, it still pinholed. And the last one, the last olive float that I did, I don't think I have a video of that. I might not have videoed that. Anyways, the last olive float that I got a cone 6. It went to cone 6. Because I do have a notebook where I keep notes of what my kiln does. That's my notebook. So the first time I did olive float, it got to cone 6 and had tons of pinholes. So I refired it. And it helped some of them, but not many. But this was done. This ended up, I'm going to say this was a 5.5 due to the fact that the 6 bent a little bit. You know, it didn't go all the way down. It just kind of went, maybe that means it was a 5.5. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, olive float. Now I did look it up. I don't remember where I looked it up at, maybe on the Mako website or something. And or maybe it was a forum. I can't remember where I found it, but somebody said, so Mako Emerald is the base for olive float. And to try doing 2 coats of emerald and only 1 coat of olive float, and that might resolve the pinhole problem. So I'm gonna try that. So I bought some emerald and more olive float because I love it. But I don't love the way it pinholes. So yeah, I mean, I have 2 more pints, 2 brand new pints of olive float. So I need to figure out this pinhole thing. So if you have already figured it out, please let me know. So anyway, okay, that's all I have. Oh, kiln favorite. That's tough, you guys. That is really, really tough. Okay, you're gonna think this is crazy, but I think this is my favorite. And I don't know why. I'm just very enamored with this. I love the contrast on the dark clay. And it almost, I mean, I guess because I'm just picturing like a whole collection of this sitting on a table, and I just feel like it's a very farmhouse vibe, right? I don't know. I mean, so, you know, I guess I really don't have a favorite. I don't have just one specific favorite. I love the stone denim. I love stone denim, you guys. I think you can't go wrong with stone denim. You can if you put tiger's eye over it. Don't do that. I am going to try on a test tile. And it might be a test bowl. I'm thinking about, I've already started making, they're in the kiln, little bowls. I think I'm going to make a bunch of little bowls and let those be my test tiles. Because then I can sell those, right? Yeah. So I don't know. It's one of my favorites. I'm trying that little the thumb thing, you know. I'm just figuring it out. I'm just here trying to figure things out. That's all I'm doing. So anyway, I'm going to try to get this video posted ASAP. And I actually have 2 videos before this that need to go out, but maybe I'll just do this one first. We'll see. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It just gives me the motivation to make videos and to film it because, quite frankly, it's so much easier to do anything and everything and not video it. I videoed every single one of these mugs as I was glazing it, and you will see reels of those because I've kept all those videos. I'm going to put them together, and then you'll see the finished mug at the end. I'm going to use those for my Instagram page and my YouTube shorts. It's a lot of work, you guys. It's a whole lot of work. And sometimes I don't want to do it. I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't want to do it. But when you subscribe, when you comment, when you just hit that like button, it motivates me and makes me think, okay, somebody out there likes what I'm doing and wants to see it. So it motivates me to do more. So I would just want you to know how very much I appreciate it. It really does mean the world to me. And it would be fun to grow this little channel. It would be fun to make 10 or 15 bucks once in a while from my YouTube channel, because I certainly don't expect more than that. But anyway, all right, that's long enough. That's enough chatting for me. Thanks for being here. I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you are having a wonderful day and that you are inspired by pottery, whether your own or someone else's. And if not pottery, that you have some sort of a hobby that you love and that brings you joy. I'll see you on the next one. From my hands to yours, it's a piece of the